everybody, this is Rose of Sharon, and I'm back again with another movie review. I just recently saw The Kid, which was on Prime, I do believe. I watched it with a friend and my friend's next door neighbor. Uh, it was kind of hokey for a Western, very strange, and I honestly don't think it was an accurate portrayal of Billy the Kid's life at all because they didn't get any of the details right considering where he was going. I don't think that he had a lover. As far as I'm concerned, if I recall correctly, in all the books that I've read on Billy the Kid, I am fairly sure that Billy did not have a wife or a mistress or significant other, whatever she's considered. In the movie, he goes to Puerto de la Luna. I don't think that's right. Nothing about the film felt authentic at all. And I like the scenery. The scenery is beautiful. The girl who was in it, the little, not, she wasn't a little girl, she's a little bit older, she's probably teenager going on young adult, but she plays the role of Sarah and Rio's her brother. And I'm going to go ahead and spoil the film, so if you don't want to hear spoilers about The Kid, then plug your ears. But in order to protect himself and his sister, he tries to shoot his uncle has come back because the father was killed. I don't know how the father was killed. He was shot, I think, by the uncle. It's very muddled because the way that this is shot, you can tell it's amateur photography or amateur film cinematographers that are doing this. No offense, but it's too dark. You can't really tell what's happening. But in order to defend himself and protect himself and his sister, Rio himself, he actually shoots his uncle, but instead kills his mother in the process. His uncle threatens to come after them, and they decide to go to Santa Fe. And of course, Billy and his posse, they're hanging out at his house, and there's a lawman or I think he's a deputy, but he comes across more as a vigilante. So it's the vigilante versus the desperado, typical Wild West setting here, which I think that's accurate. And of course, Sarah's known for stealing horses, and that's accurate. That if you've seen The Range, yeah, that happened. And people really didn't own property. If you had a gun, you could take whatever you wanted, and no one would ask twice because you'd get shot. And that horse belonged to you from that point on until somebody else took it from you. So it was always kill or be killed, take what's yours, take what you think belongs to you. If you have to steal to survive in the West, you had to do so just to get by because it was a very raw existence, one based on soul survival. And God help you because it seems like even the sheriffs were corrupt, and they probably were. If it came into town, and I guess if the people rallied around you and you had enough of a support from the populace, you could become sheriff. I don't know how it worked, but it seems like the most common methodology of a sheriff becoming sheriff was because they didn't have anybody that would defend the rights of the people, so they had to actually appoint someone sheriff, or someone would step up and say, I volunteer, I volunteer as tribute. Sorry, wrong movie. But they would do that. That's at least what I think. I'm not sure if that's historically accurate or not. If I have some fallacy in that, please let me know. I will make corrections. But as far as the film is concerned, the actress who played Sarah, her acting was god abysmal. It was terrible. I mean, her sobbing. I mean, come on, girl, you could sob better than that. That's not even. I don't believe. I have no conviction in your acting, your lack of skill in portraying somebody who just lost their mother to their brother accidentally shooting to in order to defend himself and you from potential. Well, she had to go into the brothel later, so she was raped anyway. She was broken in, and she never fought back. She never protested. I think in that day and age, if she had, she knew that it would have been her death because, yeah, it's the Wild West, and she was probably complacent and compliant in order to survive. But beyond that, the film was strange. The lighting was very unusual. Some of it took place at night, and it was hard to see what was going on. The angles of the camera weren't well shot with certain action that was happening, like with Rio unshackling Billy when they're at the table eating with the with the vigilante who captured them, because Billy's always looking for an escape. But it did not seem accurate to me, and I'm not sure whatever became of that, or what happened. But I don't even know who Rio was supposed to depict, so it's hard to say. But I give it one thumb just because the backdrop, just the landscape. I don't know if it was Arizona or where it was, or Utah. Probably Utah, because a lot of westerns are shot in Wyoming or Utah, most likely. That's the most common place where they're actually filmed because it works. The setting is perfect. Or Arizona. Arizona is used less often, but it felt like Arizona to me. I'll give it 2 out of 5. It's not good enough to warrant a 5, not by any means. A lot of the actors, they did a good job, but I have to say Sarah was the actress who portrayed her role. She really detracted a lot of points due to my rating. But beyond that, if you're interested in it, I wouldn't recommend it because it's just so totally, yeah, it's just really not worth your time to see. And it's a film that I would probably make more fun of, just seeing the westerns that I have. I'm thinking, yeah, this western is fair to middling, but beyond that, I really can't say it has much merit. It's interesting as a piece, but I'm feeling it's more historical fiction than anything because I don't think they based anything in reality. I don't think they had any research going into making the movie itself, because everything to me, I'm like, and Carol, my friend's neighbor, she was making commentary. I'm like, yeah, that's right. She knew her Billy the Kid history. I thought, yeah, this is accurate. But beyond that, I can't really say that much else. It just lacked in its entirety. So I wouldn't really recommend it to anybody, honestly, unless you just are if you have passing curiosity and just to think, oh, okay, sure, why not? But that's all I gotta say. So until next time, live on, prosper. Ciao, tutti.